Welcome, everyone, to the first of two races in the Firestone Champ Car Challenger Series. It's going to be a very busy weekend from Friday all the way till Sunday here on ABN. Race 1 of the Milwaukee doubleheader for the Firestone Champ Car Challenger Series is today, the American Ethanol 225, the 14th of 20 races contesting for the IndyCar National Championship. Following a crazy race in Colorado, we come to the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds in West Allis, just to the southeast of Milwaukee. 33 cars will take on this 1 mile oval, both today and tomorrow and Saturday. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, with the championship still very much in the balance. Richard Koivuniemen skated away with minimal loss following the race in Colorado. Did not have a great race, was pinned a lap down. All the main championship contenders also encounter problems. Now, a reset, a chance to get things right and try to score a lot of points in one weekend here. It's not going to be smooth sailing. This is a track where position is key and passing is a bit more of an articulated expertise. And for Richard Koivuniemen, the points leader, starting 10th, does pose its challenges. It is a Scuderia Egea that locked out the front row, not with Isabel Espinosa, but with Maria Chavez and Katrina Ochoa. Chavez, who had a really good chance at one point in the live points, had the championship lead, ended up with a DNF. That hurt in the points. Pole position, converting us to a good result, can alleviate that pressure and that pain. Katrina Ochoa, trying to pull the team game, could help the team out significantly with a good result here as well. They'll lead the field to green of this 33-car field. It is Arrowhead Racing's Keisha Fox, teammates with the points leader, Rachel Koivuniemen, alongside Karina Sakarovci for Verizon Team Impulse in row number 2. Sora Hoshino and Roberta Crown Jr. sit in row number 3, ahead of Valerie Fang and Sonia Walker. Isabel Espinosa, who had a better race than her teammates there for Scuderia Egea, will pair alongside the points leader, Koivuniemen, in row 5. Arashi Seto and Maria Damata will start just outside the top 10 in row 6. Crossfire Racing's Kira Moore will start alongside Cat Devil Racing's Mia Vitsut in row 7. Then it's Rika Venäläinen, the now two-time race winner, only two-time race winner in the Challenger Series season so far. She starts inside row 8 alongside Streka Motorsports' Katerina Milenkovic. Asada Kito, the second Verizon Team Impulse car, will start alongside Yandrian Motorsports' Yuya Ishii. Ishii, last time out at Colorado, finished 3rd. Luisa Floros and Del Blanco, they sit in row 10. They cap out the top 20 in this 33-car field. Yumina Mizuno and Rex Riley, they sit in row 11. Our Gateway race winner, Amity Polsatrek, starts in row 12, just a row behind her Fortune Racing teammate. Aspasia Megalos for Faceporia Racing Team will start alongside in that 12th row. Jake Carter, the one-time championship hopeful, continues the skid backwards. Starts this race in 25th position in row 13 alongside Felicia Zappa. Isabel Lantra, the one-time points leader this season, to kick off the season, starts in row 14. Another sign of the struggles for the Phoenix Motorsports team, alongside Bianca Lucero, who for the first time since emerging in the Challenger Series did not qualify in the top 10. Nera Takarasi, Karina Amara, they make up the top 30. Then there's 3 cars left: Jace Clark, Seth Smith Jr., and Natalia Kurachenko, who did not qualify due to engine failures in Colorado last week. That's the field of 33. Let's in a trackside to get this party started in Milwaukee.
Drivers, start your engines!
Exciting times in Milwaukee as we get ready to go racing here 225 miles, 225 laps. It's about to be showtime for the American Ethanol 225. We're glad you're with us. It's time to get down to business. The drivers are ready. We're ready. The Scuderia Ghia will lead us to grain. We are racing in Wisconsin. Red Wall Firestone tires on these cars. The initial grip will be high. The fall off will be greater. And immediately here comes Keisha Fox, trying to dispatch both of the Ghia cars. Look at the 12 in the middle. Karina Sakurauchi up to third. No time like the present to make passes happen. And that's what you're seeing right now. Sakurauchi to second, splitting the middle. There's Sora Hoshino, and drifting backwards are the two Ghia cars, the teammates. Drifting further and further backwards, and you see the smoke. Caution is out. And you see Del Blanco, one of the wounded cars. Everyone coming to a stop here. A lot of cars trying to get up and ready to go. They got to get back around. There's the pace car who has trapped Del Blanco, who needs to come down pit lane anyway. So trouble immediately, and this is on the front straightaway. This is coming to complete lap number 1. Seems like Ishii pretty well bogged down on that initial start. Everyone trying to find a way around the 44. 4 wide, just doesn't go. Bad news there for Rex Rally. A little bit of contact there for Espacio Megalos. Del Blanco, though, in the biggest trouble there. Chase Clark gets a piece of it trying to get through. Huge problems for all of them. Andy Polsterik's also in trouble there, but not involved in that caution. So Sora Hoshino will inherit the race lead here ahead of Keisha Fox, then Valerie Fang in third. Isabel Espinoza up to fourth. Sure, everyone's going to get sorted here. It looks like Maria Chavez will get a good jump here on recovering some positions after losing out big time. Will end up in fourth ahead of Isabel Espinoza and Rich Koivanemi. Then you have Arashi Seto. There is Karina Sakurauchi, who was very bold and brave on the opening lap. Hiro Moore in the 67 for Frostfire Racing. Then Roberta Crown Jr. and Rika Venäläinen. Rounding out your top 11 here. Asada Quito, the second Verizon Team Impulse car, in 12th. 2 cars out, Polstrix and Blanco. Polstrix with a gearbox failure, Blanco because of the accident. And in pit lane still is bad news for the 27 of Katrina Ochoa. Light still on the pace truck. Yeah, this is Ochoa at the very back of the field. Looks like we are going racing here. That was unusual. Pace car peeled off after pit exit, and we are good to go. But in comes Isabel Espinoza. Not a good look for the Ghia team to kick this race off. Really side-by-side, tight racing between Seto, Fox, and Koivanemi. And Koivanemi forces her way around her teammate. And in comes Valerie Fang. Black flags for both Fang and Espinoza. And as for gaining positions, passing under yellow, approaching pit lane. That was the advantage that they gained that they will have to give up. And the hard way too. Here comes Keisha Fox, who is not serving a penalty. So several cars having to make the trip down pit lane. Everyone shuffling around here. Valerie Fang out of pit lane now. Maria D'Amata getting around Sakurachi. That moves D'Amata up into the 8th spot. More cars coming out of pit lane. That is Ishii and Fox coming out of pit lane. So cars going a lap down in a hurry. Three wide there, just a little bit. Crown gets clear of both Floros and Moore. Meanwhile, front of the field now a little bit less disturbed is Sora Hoshino, who is clear but under pressure now, and increasingly so from Koivanemi and then Arashi Sato. So Team Sakura's got 2 of the 3 spots on the podium at the moment, but are not the fastest cars right now. There's Maria Chavez, your pole sitter, in 4th. Sonia Walker in 5th. D'Amata on the charge, the 8 for Black Rose Racing, that Ipiranga Ford, sitting in the 6th spot. Seth Smith Jr. in 7th. All the way from 28th on the grid, there is Bianca Lucero for Obsidian Racing Team. Then there's Luisa Floros. Valeria Fang, remember, a lap down. Trying to race a lap back here. Sakurachi battling with Crown and Vitsu. And losing time more and more, stuck on the outside lane. Vitsu will go by, and here comes Karina Amara as well. And it's a similar problem being faced right now by Katarina Malinkovic, as the Verizon Team Impulse cars will swap positions. Quito now the highest running of the 2. But Quito down in the 14th spot. Floros now under threat from Crown and Vitsu and company. Hoshino keeping Koivanemi at arm's length. Here comes Walker on Chavez. And they will battle away. 26 cars on the lead lap after those had to serve penalties for passing under yellow when approaching pit lane. Fang, Fox, Espinoza, Ishii, and Ochoa, who had a mechanical issue, all a lap down. Sonia Walker up to the 4th spot. Chavez down to 6th, because Maria D'Amata made her way through as well. Here comes Lucero as well in 7th. Seth Smith Jr. in 8th. Battle for 9th between Crown and Vitsu. A lot of passing going on here, a surprising amount of passing, and here comes the battle for the lead. Koivanemi, the points leader, trying to rebound from Colorado 2 weeks ago, and takes the lead of the race from Sora Hoshino, who's led 14 laps in this race. So now, and you see the 2 Kia cars that had to come down pit lane and go laps down. They are the next cars in front of your points leader and now your race leader, Koivanemi. Worked a way around the 09 of Hoshino. So now it's Team Sakura 2nd and 3rd, and it's the points leader trying to put a stamp of authority on this race. But here comes Hoshino once again. Koivanemi ran wide in turns 3 and 4. Hoshino's going to drive in deep if she's going to have a chance. Hoshino will not be able to get close that time. So, Koivanemi leading us through the first 20 laps as they conclude here of 225 in Milwaukee. Lap time is about 22 seconds. Just shy of 3 laps a minute. Good work so far, though. Further forward, this is the end of the tail end of the lead lap. This is where you see Felicia Zappa, Rex Riley, Isabel Lantra also on the lead lap there in 24th. Battle still between, that is Lantra, that is Aspasi Meglos in the 66, and then Jake Carter, the 55. The lone Crystal Cove racing car remaining Here's Rika Venalainen and Natalia Kurachenko, who qualified dead last, or started dead last after not being able to qualify for the race here today. And then there's Jace Clark up in 21st, or sorry, up in 22nd. This is the battle that's including 21st at the moment, as we just browse back forward through the field. Because again, Sora Hoshino trying to get the lead back here in Milwaukee. So those unfamiliar with the doubleheader alignment rules here, the imperative goal for all the cars is to finish on the lead lap, regardless of if you have a good spot. The lead lap finishers at the end of this race are inverted to make up the grid for tomorrow. Right now there's 26 cars on the lead lap. Rex Riley is 26th, and they would by default start tomorrow's race on pole position if it ended right now. If you're not on the lead lap, like Valerie Fang, Keisha Fox, Isabel Espinoza, Yuya Ishii, Katrina Ochoa, Dale Blanco, and Amity Polstrix, you start where you finished today. So and right now they're at the very back of the field. Hoshino really trying to drive deep there through 1 and 2. It seems like where Hoshino's best is 1 and 2. Is not able to match Koivanemi in 3 and 4. Getting up close once again. Is it close enough to make a move here? Koivanemi's now led 11 laps in this race. Cars closing in as well. Maria D'Amata in that 8 car. Still looking to become the first driver to win in both the Challenger Series and the World Series after winning at Texas last year in the Champ Car World Series. Bianca Lucero in the 5th spot, also closing in ahead of Sonia Walker, Maria Chavez, Seth Smith Jr., Mia Vitsut, and Roberto Brown Jr. A bit of a gap here between. Obviously, you can see Lucero and Walker. Walker still dealing with the 29 of Chavez. Our pole sitter for this race. Then you have the 5 of Seth Smith Jr. There is Vitsut in the 9th spot in the 35. Crown, Car10, and P10 ahead of the lapped Valerie Fang. Battle here between Mizuno and Takarasi. Takarasi defending the 13th spot from Mizuno. And there is Milinkovic. Busch Record Motorsports also waiting in the wings, trying to make a move to get up the field. Luisa Flores has skid backwards quite a reasonable amount. Has the lap car of Keisha Fox between herself and Kira Moore. Rika Venalainen also not having the greatest of times so far after winning for the 2nd time this season in Colorado 2 weeks ago, sitting only 20th as things stand. Felicia Zappa got around Lantra, getting around the lap car of Ishii. Got around Wiley as well. Riley is currently the last car running on the lead lap. The leaders are keeping breakneck pace at this point. Koivanemi has now taken the most laps led so far in the early goings of this race here, the American Ethanol 225 here in Milwaukee. Pretty good crowd here at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. A little bit of struggling there for Hoshino, trying to stay in shadow 61 as Maria D'Amata finishes her pass on Arashi Seto. So D'Amata's up to 3rd, and here comes the Bianca Lucero, that McDonald's red, white, and yellow, number 88 for Obsidian Racing Team. Venalainen struggling. Lucero's doing just fine. Lucero trying to find a way around Arashi Seto here as the Team Sakura cars begin to lose their shape. All three of them doing well. Mizuno the lowest of the three in 14th. Not a bad day. It's obvious they do not have the long run cars dialed in just yet here. Thankfully, with these Red Wall Firestone tires, they'll have multiple pit stops to do just that. Koivuniemen's led 20 laps plus. Here in the early going. Keep an eye on Maria D'Amata. That 8 car is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack at the moment. The fastest the last time around. That was a 21.718 for D'Amata. Second fastest is Maria Chavez, 21.770. And D'Amata faster still. Closing in across the line this time. Had a really good first half of the lap, and it's going to look that way. 21.707. And got around Sora Hoshino with ease. So Maria D'Amata, the Brazilian driver, up to second place. And with another car now in between D'Amata and Lucero, the two faster cars in the top 5. Instead of trying to hold on to those Firestone tires as much as possible. But it will not be straightforward. Battle still rages on between Walker and Chavez for that 6th spot as well. Seth Smith Jr. closing in now on that battle. Crown staying ahead of the lap car of Fang. And here it goes. Wow. That is in the middle of the lap for Asada Kito, who's watched his Toyota-powered car grenade. Gets right down to pit lane and out of the way. But that 22 car is toast, retiring from just outside the top 10 in the 11th spot. That's devastating. Remember, Rex Riley involved in that lap 2 caution, as Kito's retired with an engine failure, so he's going to have a qualifying ban. Not for tomorrow, because there's no qualifying for tomorrow, but for the following round. And another car, I believe, was in pit lane there, and that was Rex Riley, who was still wounded. So Kito now is the 3rd retirement of the race. And it's not gonna hurt Kito the worst thing in the world. It's another doubleheader, and here comes pit stops. Really early pit stops. We're only on lap 47 here. And that does give the race lead over to Bianca Lucero. Very interesting. We were not expecting pit stops to be this early, unless they have really started tearing up those Firestone alternate tires. And here comes more of the field to come down pit lane. So yeah, these are pit stops. This is the scheduled window, 46 to 48 laps. This is well short of the about 65, 70 laps we were expecting. So cars are all over the place right now. There's Koivuniemi, who we're expecting to be in the race lead. As more cars roll through their pit stops for the first time today. It means their next pit window is going to be about lap 80 to 86. thereabouts, or sorry, 88-84, excuse me. And for Asada Quito, who's got that engine failure, he'll start dead last for the first race in Kansas. A race that will see 34 cars, with the return of the 04 Yandrian Motorsport car being piloted by Satomi Ray. Satomi Ray taking part in both of the races in Kansas in 2 weeks. So right now, technically speaking, Keisha Fox is the race leader and has led 4 laps here. Remember, Keisha Fox came down on that initial restart, came down. So Keisha Fox had a penalty, but came down, served the stop go, and also took service on that pit stop. So Fox will go a little bit longer here. We'll be off sequence, but we'll be in the mix. Obviously, Keisha Fox on the older tires at the moment, being caught up by her teammate. Arrowhead Racing currently sitting with a 1-2 behind Koivanemi. Once Keisha Fox comes in here, it'll be Lucero and D'Amata in the top 3. There's Lucero, there's D'Amata. So nothing separating them as far as traffic on track. There's Arasi Seto, currently on track in 5th. And here comes Fox down pit lane. So Koivanemi back in front. Sora Hoshino already down to 5th here now, behind Seto and just ahead of Sonia Walker, who's right there in that Pepsi number 36. Maria Chavez will move up to 7th place with Keisha Fox coming down pit lane. And moves Seth Smith Jr. into the top 10 as well. Here comes Fox. Whoa, trouble, Milenkovic. So another grenading car. This time it's a Chevrolet. Strucker Motorsports, Milenkovic, the Indianapolis race winner. Once again, it was out of turn 2, down the back straightaway, that this car let go. It was Kurachenko with an engine failure last time out. This time it's in the hands of Milenkovic, who is now out of this race. That was as Keisha Fox was departing in the pit lane. And another engine failure. It is confirmed for Milenkovic. So start at the very tail end of the field for the 30 car. Remember, staying on lead lap is very critical right now. Milenkovic looking to lap Isabel Lantra, the second Phoenix car. Valerie Fang already a lap down. Lantra right now trying to stay on the lead lap in that 45 car. Remember, also involved in the lap 2 caution. Not nearly as severely as obviously the likes of Del Blanco and others. But it is not nothing. Former adversaries for the national championship points now seems like a distant memory, as Koivanemi leaves Lantra in the rearview mirror. Koivanemi's led 36 laps so far, but also keep in mind, not the fastest car on track. You've got Lucero in the 88, who was also really quick at Gateway. Got Isabel Espinoza trying to get a lap back here, 2 laps down. But the more the cars go laps down here, the better it is for Espinosa to try to race some positioning back. Does not make tomorrow easy. But damage limitation is the name of the game after scoring a podium second place 2 weeks ago in Denver. You take what you can get. Here's a battle here. Lap car of Rex Riley. In between the 8 of D'Amata and the 52 of Arashi Seto. That was for third. And D'Amata settled that with the lap traffic pick, with the Canadian driver in between, now forcing the Team Sakura cars to battle themselves and the Cat Double Racing car of Sonia Walker. Katrina Ochoa 3 laps down and not getting much better. Valerie Fang also a lap down at the moment. Here is Maria Chavez trying to hold on to the 7th spot. Seth Smith Jr. doing a good job from 32nd up to the 8th position. Nara Takarasi in 9th. Roberta Crown Jr. car 10, P10 as it was before. Then it's Mia Vitsut 11th. Luisa Floros in 12th ahead of teammate Karina Amara. Yumina Mizuno ahead of Kira Moore. Karina Sakurashi, despite being brave and bold on the opening stanza of this race, nowhere close. Further down the order, we're going to take a look here. That is Lucero, who is blazed by the 61 of Koivanemi. Let's see if we can go back and take a look here. This is how this pass took place. Shadowed into turn 1 and 2. Koivanemi tried to hang it around on the outside. No grip there in 3 and 4, though. Koivanemi knew it. And Lucero has now taken over the lead of this race, ahead of Koivanemi, and what feels like miles away from the battle for third. So now the fates of drivers' starting positions at this point lies in the hands of the 88, who is looking outstanding right now. The former 2-time Atlantic Championship Drivers' Champion, doing a great job so far after what was an anomaly race last time out in Colorado. Lucero closing in right now. That is the 9 of Clark and the 87 of Venelainen, and they are battling it out right now. And it's going to be in Clark's favor here in the turn 1. Obviously, Lucero not going to be too keen about putting her teammate a lap down. But business comes first here. Lucero not really worried about Venelainen at the moment. Venelainen not close on pace. And Lucero will do her due diligence and also get around Clark with minimal effort. 9 car not quite on par here to kick off the weekend in Milwaukee. It's a very busy weekend. Obviously, we have today and tomorrow here in Milwaukee for the Champ Car Challenger Series. Sunday, it is the Arasaka 225 for the Champ Car World Series from Night City, California. So a triple header of racing action coming your way. Chero closing in on Carter, closing in on Zappa as they battle it out for the 19th spot. Koivanemi not really anywhere close to where Lucero is at the moment. Lucero has found a completely different gear under this second green flag window. We had pit stops there between lap 46 and 48. Expecting them again in less than 10 laps, based on the data we got from the opening stanza. Chero around both Carter and Zappa. They will battle it out now for the 19th spot, a lap down, with no chance currently of battling for pole position. That now is in the hands of Aspasia Megalos. Again, all the lap cars inverted to make the grid for tomorrow. If you can stay on lead lap, that's critical. Megalos, though, I don't think is going to have much of an answer for that of Lucero, who has been completely unchained. And the hounds being released by that 88 car. I have to say this car is even stronger than it was at Gateway, where Lucero led the most laps of the race. Lucero had an interview after it was announced that Obsidian would be bringing both of its cars into the Challenger Series instead of having the team split up between two series. The headline of Lucero's interview was, "It was time to win again." Remember, Lucero, two-time Atlantic Series champ, is used to winning. San Marinese driver, having accolades in the American open wheel atmosphere. Called in as a replacement for Isabel Espinosa. It just hadn't been clicking. It was a hard knocks into the fire, walk through the lion's den sort of environment for Lucero. It's a lot more straightforward now in the Challenger Series. Lucero in her second full season in the Champ Car environment, and it's gone ahead and not only put Kurachenko a lap down, but also put the 12 of Karina Sakurauchi a lap down. So that's Sakurauchi in 16th. Next up is Yumina Mizuno. There's Keisha Fox, who is already a lap down. Last car a lap down. There's Mizuno, who's on the back straightaway. About a half mile ahead of where Lucero is on the racetrack at the moment. Cars getting ready to come down pit lane. The pit window is open. Based off what we saw, and some cars have taken that. Megalos, one of them. Green flag pit stops, so important to get right here, but the window is open. Lucero does not take the pit stop this time. This race is quickly ticking away here. We've had one caution, and that's been about it. Now working on our second green flag pit stop window. Tires beginning to equal out here. It's taking a little bit longer for Lucero to get up to Keisha Fox. Now Fox unquestionably not in the position to be able to challenge Lucero for outright pace, but able to just give a little more hassle to Lucero and try to help her teammate out, Koivanami, who's going to try to undercut the race leader here. Just making Lucero waste a little more time. That's exactly what happened there. Red wall Firestone tires, though, definitely showing that they are aging a lot more rapidly on this already aged and old surface here in Milwaukee. The oldest active racetrack in the United States, built in 1907. It's older than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the only track other than Indianapolis that's still in operation today. And that's global. There's tracks that were built before Indianapolis, like Brooklands over in the UK, but those are not active anymore. Those were either converted into Air Force bases, in that case for Brooklands in World War II, or converted into industrial parks. Milwaukee, though, which started as a dirt oval, has withstood the test of time. Grown, adapted. Now an integral part to the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. Lucero leading here in Milwaukee, putting on a dominant display with 15 cars on the lead lap. Mizuno 3 seconds up the road here. Not immediately under threat of going a lap down, but with pit stops incoming, we've already extended the pit stop gap here a little bit. The pit stop window was expected to be about lap 84. The race leaders are still staying out here. Seto just now coming in, so the pit window might be a little bit closer to that 60 lap window we were expecting. Might be a little bit closer to that 60 lap window we were forecasting. 60 to 65 laps was the original forecast on those red walled Firestone Firehawk tires. There's Seto coming out of pit lane now, a lap down. Lucero staying out here even longer. Lucero been on lap 48, so we're close to 50 laps now. Beginning to believe I may have miscalculated with it being almost 50 laps here. 48 would get us to about 96. So I believe we're actually in the window now. I believe I shorted the amount of laps by 10. So we're on lap 95 right, or actually we're on lap 96 right now, and on cue 48 lap stint for Lucero. So there was the answer to the question. And you saw Keisha Fox go by, battling right now with Arashi Seto. Not believe that this is going to be, this is actually for position too, between Fox and Seto here. Cars coming out of pit lane. Oh, really tight situation there between teammates, and Keisha Fox is not going to take no for an answer. Hoshino coming out of pit lane tried to squeeze Fox into the middle. Fox with the position in the warmed up tires made it stick. Did a great job making it stick as well. So cars unlapping themselves from the work that was done by the 88 of Lucero. There comes Venäläinen out of pit lane as Seto takes back the position away from Keisha Fox. This is a battle for the top 10 as things sit. Actually a battle for the top 5 that Arashi Seto just took away from Fox. So Seto up to 5th. Lucero still in the race lead, but we're back to 17 cars on the lead lap. We were down to 15. Amara got back on the lead, Flores back on the lead lap. Amara, the first car, 1 lap down. Mizuno's lost a spot in the pit stop exchange. But overall, we've gained 2 more cars on the lead lap here. As you see Seto beginning to walk away with that 5th spot. Keisha Fox on just slightly older tires at this point, as Koivuniemen gets around the lap car of Natalia Kurachenko. So there's Lucero, your race leader. 40 laps led by Rachel Koivuniemen, still the most of anyone in this race so far after 101 laps. Bianca Lucero, though, not far away from matching and then exceeding that number so far with her performance at this point. Koivuniemen, to her credit, is faster right now and closing in what was a 4.7 second gap, now 4.4. But therein lies the problem. Lucero had such a good run in that second green flag run. As Fox comes out pit lane and goes a lap down immediately once more. Lucero had such a good run on that first stanza, or that last green flag run, that Koivaniemi's got a pretty high hill to climb to try to get back to the race lead here. Lucero just out and living large at the moment. With pit stops by Espinoza and by Keisha Fox, we are now down to 14 cars on the lead lap. Luisa Floros now the last car on the lead lap in that 75 car. Mizuno has been charging forward. Was down in the 16th position, now up to 12th. So gained 4 spots since the pit stop took place there for the second time under green. Not a bad marker so far. Okay, just unfortunately, you've got a driver who's pretty well undeniable right now in Bianca Lucero. Who's helping Obsidian Racing Team right now charge forward. Whoa, that is a caution out. That was Keisha Fox. What happened there? Keisha Fox in a spun wrong way around. Cautions out for the second time. What happened to the 62? Oh, this is something went wrong for the 62 here. What happened here for Keisha Fox? Oh, she gets hit by V-Suit. Not quite a smart parking spot. Trying to park on the racing surface. But helped around by Mia V-Suit after having some sort of mechanical issue. So the pace car back out for the second time today. V-Suit out of this race because of the contact. But V-Suit was already a lap down. This is going to make things very interesting. Bianca Lucero, the race leader, but obviously the leaders pitting down pit lane now. Wow, actually Lucero did not get a great pit stop either. Will lose spots because of that. As more cars coming down pit lane. This time it's the lap car's turn. This will put Sonia Walker in the lead of the race ahead of Sora Hoshino, Maria Chavez. There's Kira Moore. Then you have Bianca Lucero, Maria D'Amata, Seth Smith Jr., Rich Koivaniemi. Then you have the 57 of Nara Takarasi. There is the 52 of Arashi Seto, Yumina Mizuno, Roberto Crown Jr. And Luisa Floros will end up being the last car on the lead lap here in 13th. Here we go, green flag flies, and away we go. believe that car coming down pit lane was Maria Chavez. It was a penalty for Chavez, entering a close pit lane. Second race in a row unraveled for Maria Chavez. And we are down to 12 cars on the lead lap. Chera trying to dig through the field here. It is not easy. Sonia Walker out in front. It is Walker, Hoshino, Moore, Koivanemi, and Smith. And then you have Rachel Koivanemi, Bianca Lucero. And caution's out, and you see the smoke, and that is trouble. That was Isabel Lantra. So for the third time, trouble. But this is trouble. This is where the trouble started. This is with Jake Carter. What happens here? I believe, Carter has a significant problem. Another Chevrolet with an issue gets tagged by Espacia Megalos. Oh, huge trouble. That's Rex Riley, a huge hit. Oh, and then Lantra, huge hit. And Lantra comes to a stop all the way in turn number 3. So it resets the field once again. What's likely to be race-ending incidents for Lantra, for Riley, for Megalos, and indeed it is for all three out of this race. Green flag out, and away we go. Very odd starting procedure here. Caught Seth Smith Jr. off guard. But away we go. And oh no, Lucero. Lucero got a passing under yellow, passing before the green. Moved out of lane. Oh, that's bad. Lucero with a stop go. Lucero a little bit too froggy on the start. And Takarassi's also going to drive through for passing. Making a move to the inside, the left side. Seth Smith Jr., while he got leapfrogged, ultimately it was to the detriment of Lucero and Takarasi, who did the leapfrogging. So now it's in the hands of Arashi Seto, with Luisa Floros in second, Yumina Mizuno in third, battling with Seth Smith Jr. and losing that battle badly. Mizuno drifting out really wide. Lap traffic sort of hoarding up Mizuno here, putting Mizuno under threat from Koivanemi. Has to get around Clark. Sonny Walker trying to get through the Faceporia armada here, beginning with the 4 of Amara, who's a lap down. First car a lap down, to be precise. But under threat immediately by Maria Chavez, who wants to be the first car lap down, because this is a battle for 11th place. We're down to 10 cars on the lead lap. Car in pit lane, trouble. That's a lot of smoke, and that's Keisha Fox in trouble. Moore and Fang. Spun around backwards was Kira Moore off the nose of Valerie Fang, and the pace car is out for the 4th time. As Keisha Fox is coming down pit lane to retire the car. It was immediate trouble at a turn 4 simultaneously between these two, between Fang and Moore. Moore on the lead lap, Fang a lap down. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, this is going to be off of Jace Clark, 100% off of Jace Clark, who tagged the wall. And just like that, 2 races have been made irreversibly worse. It's the 9 of Jace Clark who triggered that accident there. Get another look at it here. Focusing on Jace Clark. Yeah, just a little wide, a little high, overcorrects it, and of course he was put 3 wide. The 2 cars that were really duking it out here, and If there is personal animosity between the two, it is only sharpened in that incident there. As cars come down pit lane. Both Moore and Feng continuing on. You see Bianca Lucero now stuck a lap down in this process. Sonia Walker now in the race lead ahead of Seth Smith Jr., Luisa Flores, Yumina Mizuno, Arashi Seto. Rich Clevenamy will end up behind traffic, so will Roberto Crown Jr. Green flag back out. Here we go. Tyler Feng really wounded here. Probably should have come down pit lane, but didn't. Jake Carter out, Rico Venalainen out. Venalainen out with a mechanical issue. Same with Carter. Carter out with a tire malfunction, a wheel nut malfunction. And Walker out in front. Floros, the black flag, passing Seth Smith Jr. before the restart. And here comes Floros down pit lane. Here comes Venalainen attacking the lap down. Maria D'Amato 1 lap down. We are down to 8 cars on the lead lap. Clevenamy, one of the furthest adrift from the lead group. You see, there's where Sonia Walker is right now. Sonia Walker looking for a race win here in Milwaukee. Walker's not raced in Milwaukee since her time in the Grand National Series on the stock car side. It's been a long time since she's raced here in Milwaukee. Now racing in cars way faster. Lucero trying to get a lap back here. Lucero is 2 laps down, which is brutal. But if anyone's going to be able to get those laps back, it's going to be that of Lucero, who has been extremely fast all race long. You're down to 22 cars running in this race at the moment, from Walker all the way to Ochoa. All right, seeing this battle for the 3rd spot. Last up on the podium right now between teammates for Team Sakura. The Honda-powered cars battling for 3rd. Right now it is Seto with the advantage. Roberto Crown Jr. in the top 5, but here comes Rachel Clevenamy as well, battling to get around and ahead of the lap car of Maria Chavez, and does so. Chavez now the first car a lap down. Sonia Walker looking right now invincible as things sit. Smith Jr. right now sitting in a second place spot right now, looking really good. Cars are all around the racetrack right now. Lucero going to try to get one of those laps back. A car out of this race. Roberto Crown Jr. We thought we saw a puff of smoke, and we did. Roberto Crown Jr., engine failure. He will join Asada Quito, Katerina Malenkovic, and Keisha Fox. And starting at the back of the field of the 34 car field in Kansas in 2 weeks. Unfortunate for Roberto Crown Jr., who was looking at a top 5 run. It is all got up smoke. Caution is out here. So Lucero getting a lap back in the nick of time. This is going to be trouble if Sonia Walker comes up pit lane ahead of the pace truck. That's going to be close. If that's a penalty, Walker's just thrown away a chance at the race win. Lucero came down pit lane too, so Lucero no longer ahead, no longer getting a lap back. Sonia Walker passed entering pit lane. That's a huge no-no. That's a really big mistake if that's the case. For Lucero, still going to be a lap down, but going to be stuck behind the pace car. So really still realistically 2 laps down. Maria D'Amata will end up leading pit lane first. We are running out of cars on the lead lap here, and Walker may have a penalty for passing the pace car entering pit lane. We've seen that happen several times. We saw it happen at Gateway. So we'll get an update on that. Walker leads ahead of Mizuno and Seto. And then obviously you have some of the lap down cars. There is Rachel Cuevanemi, 4th place. Kira Moore in 5th is the last car on the lead lap. And it was Valerie Fang who had the accident. So we're going to get an update here on if Sonia Walker's got a penalty. We're going to find out pretty quickly. There's lap traffic ahead of Sonia Walker that'll control this restart. Green flag is out and away we go. Here comes the updates. Was there a penalty for the 36 of Sonia Walker? Survey says at the moment, no, that was not the case. But we're going to find out for sure. Sonia Walker's acting like there is a penalty, and there is a penalty. And it's a penalty for Lucero as well for passing the 27 before the restart. So now Lucero is stuck at 2 laps down and on the verge of going 3 down. And it gives the race lead over to Yumina Mizuno and Arashi Seto. And trouble, caution's out, and this is why Jace Clark in the fence. What happened to the 9 of Jace Clark? Oh, sent 3 wide. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was a horrible crash. That was Jace Clark and Maria Chavez involved. We thought Jace Clark had it rough. That was Maria Chavez full on into the attenuator. It does not get a lot more gruesome than that. My goodness, what a horrific crash here. As the field parades around, green flag out, here we go. We're going to get back to racing once again. Drivers going for the race lead. This is Flores, who is a lap down. Is Mizuno, Seto, Koivanemi, and more! Holy cow, that was almost dramatic. Almost taking out the championship leader. Flores trying to come down pit lane to serve a penalty for passing before the green flag. And a black flag for Amara as well, who comes down pit lane this time. Almost terrifying though, if you are someone like Koivanemi. Now it's a matter on if Koivuniemen can chase down Mizuno. Kira Moore obviously wounded, not going to be a dramatic factor in this, but right now sitting with a 4th place run at the moment with a wounded car. We are down to 18 runners in this race, only 4 of them on the lead lap. Remember, lead lap cars are inverted. They are inverted to make up the starting grid. Right now there's just 4 cars. Mizuno trying to find a way around. Comes the battle for the race lead. Mizuno looking for a race win. Koivuniemen looking to use this race to severely extend the championship lead that was cut into just 2 weeks ago in Colorado. We know there's at least one more pit stop incoming though in this race. It has been a very challenging race. 18 cars out of 33 starters are what we have remaining. Koivuniemen fighting once again for the race lead. It was Mizuno's at the line, but that would have been a photo finish if that was the last lap. Koivuniemen gets out in front, but not by much. Here comes Mizuno once again on the outside. Sends it to the inside lane, once again does Koivuniemen, and Koivuniemen clears. And once again takes control of the race lead. Race lap number 42, led by Koivuniemen. And the laps continue to tick down. Coming to 46 laps to go. Mizuno leads. Charge against Koivuniemen. Unlikely challenger here. Sonia Walker, first car a lap down, sitting in 5th. That's where Sonia Walker is set to start if she can hold on to it. Those right now from 5th all the way down will be locked into the starting spots for tomorrow's race. Because the top 4 right now that would be inverted, with Kira Moore ending up in pole position over Arashi Seto, Yumina Mizuno, and Rachel Koivuniemen, who leads this race right now with a really good starting position, guaranteed almost at this point for tomorrow. Amy looks to the inside of Seth Smith Jr., who was involved in that tangle with Valerie Fang. Remember, we have one more pit stop left to run in this race. Amy has set the fastest lap of the race. Despite how impressively quick Lucero has been in consistency, Amy is the fastest. Car coming down pit lane, that is Kurichenko. Says Mr. Jr. getting past there, just trying to stay out of the way at this point. Kurichenko still struggling to get back to pit lane here. Gonna get back to pit lane eventually here. Not a great time for Koivuniemen. Comes Mizuno once again, challenging Koivuniemen for the race lead. Went 12 races without a repeat winner. Are we going to go back-to-back getting repeat winners here? We talked about Colorado as a potential beginning of the end for Koivuniemen's lead in the championship. Could we be talking about Milwaukee as a place where Koivuniemen cemented her grasp on the Drivers' Championship and the IndyCar National title? Right now, she's got a hold of 53 points. Only point she does not have is the pole position point, which went to Maria Chavez. Koivuniemen's not been out and out the fastest car. She has the fastest one singular lap, but it has not been the fastest overall race pace. And here we go. Here comes the challenge by Mizuno. Sonia Walker trying to get a lap back here. So there is incentive for Walker to try to battle this one out. Despite not being on the same lap, she's the first car a lap down. If she gets back on the lead lap by the end of this race, she would have the pole position for tomorrow. Now we see the advantage between 5th and 1st on the starting grid. Needs very little explanation. Felicia Zappa in 6th, Karina Sakurauchi in 7th, Sora Hoshino 8th, Isabel Espinoza up to 9th, and Luisa Floros in 10th. Bianca Lucero, Nera Takarasi, Karina Amara, Maria Damata, Seth Smith Jr., Natalia Kurichenko, Katrina Ochoa, and Yuya Ishii. The last car is running. We still have 18 cars with us, including Kurichenko, who is back out on the racing track. Koivuniemen pulling the pace once again on Mizuno. Coming to 30 laps to go. Getting around some of the lap traffic here. It's really held up Mizuno. Mizuno been passed by Walker. Will now lead Mizuno around the lap traffic here. It does give Koivuniemen reprieve. Just a little bit. As Arashi Seto sitting in a distant third. Pursued by Bianca Lucero, and we have to go all the way back. There's Kira Moore. 11 seconds away from Koivuniemen. About half a lap down exact. Coming to 25 laps to go. Koivuniemen has made it pretty hard to deny at this point, but again, we still have pit stops to go in these last 25 laps. Koivuniemen started 10th. As we mentioned, was not the strongest car going through this race. Sometimes it is survival of the fittest. It was not Koivuniemen's night in Colorado. It might be her day today. And if she's able to keep it going, it could be her weekend. Cars coming down pit lane. That was Seto in pit lane. Excuse me, sorry, that was Sakurashi, I believe, in pit lane, not Seto. But Seto is coming down pit lane shortly. Walker really wants to get on the lead lap here and get into that reverse grid pole position. Not only is that a good starting position, it's a bonus point. That is just a free bonus point up on offer. Koivuniemen knows that. And there's incentive for Koivuniemen to fight this out too, to avoid starting an extra position lower. Walker is showing that she's got some pretty good long run pace at the moment. And here comes Koivuniemen in pit lane now. And so came Mizuno. Moore already came down. Seeing all the cars leaving pit lane. There's Seto leaving pit lane now. So this should still be in the hands of Rachel Koivuniemen, who is in pit lane getting service as we speak. And Mizuno's right there too. So here they go. Out of pit lane. And under threat immediately is how they're going to end up racing out of pit lane. And Mizuno, way better grip on those cold tires. Is going to get around Koivuniemen here. This is the sprint to the end of the race here for the American Ethanol 225. More cars down pit lane, including Walker. This is where it's going to get really interesting because this is a shootout between these two, between Mizuno and Koivuniemen. Where is Walker in all this? There's Walker on the lead lap. Walker's on the lead lap. Amara was as well, but Amara's got a pit stop to make, and here comes Amara. So now it's in the hands of Mizuno and Koivanemi to duke it out. Here comes the battle. Koivanemi back to the lead. 12 laps to go. Ten laps to go. Koivanemi beginning to pull away a little bit from Mizuno. Sonia Walker, though, importantly, on the lead lap. Overcut. Did everything that she needed to do. And right now she's sitting in a spot where she could take pole position tomorrow. Makira Moore also struggling with that damage on that car. As the laps tick away. Important thing to note, we're using the alternate tires today. It's the primaries tomorrow. These drivers have not practiced on the primaries. So we're going to get a very interesting and very different race for tomorrow. Mizuno really trying to close down that gap. The 23 car sitting right there in the wings. Rossi Seto again, sort of on an island at this point. There's Seto, the third place car. Just in the middle of traffic. Not really being bothered. Here goes a little bit of a battle between Amara and Takarasi. This is for position for 13th. Takarasi's going to grab that 13th spot here. This is not for position. That is Ochoa, who is 6 laps down, and Maria D'Amata, who is 1 lap down. Walker got around Seth Smith Jr., so did Kira Moore. Coming to 4 laps to go. Mizuno was closing in a little bit, and it seems like that gap's open right back up. Coming to 4 to go right now. Does Mizuno have anything to try to grab a career first champ car win? Or is it in the hands of the current championship leader to extend the gap at the top of the standings? Really bad run through 3 and 4, though, is going to leave the door open with 3 to go. Can Mizuno walk through? Koivanemi's got to be a lot better through 3 and 4. 2 to go. Whoa, there's smoke. That's Takarashi, who just got around. Who was just battling with Karina Amara. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go. Lap traffic, Seth Smith Jr., does he be the saving grace? At a 2. Mizuno's got 1 more shot. She needs Koivuniemen to make a mistake. Drives to the inside, but it's not going to be enough. The American Ethanol 225 belongs to Rich Koivuniemen. Koivuniemen extends the championship lead. But Mizuno takes home a very triumphant 2nd place and a double podium for Team Sakura, with Arashi Seto finishing 3rd. Importantly, Sonia Walker got around Kira Moore. So Sonia Walker 4th place, Kira Moore 5th, means that Moore will start tomorrow from pole position. Goodness gracious. What a wild race we had here in Milwaukee. We get to do it again tomorrow on the primary tires. Rachel Koivuniemen, the race winner and the championship leader, extending the gap at the top of the standings over Mizuno and Seto. Sonia Walker 4th and Kira Moore the top 5. Those are the 5 positions, the only 5 positions that invert tomorrow. Felicia Zappa finished 6th, will start 6th tomorrow, ahead of Karina Sakurachi, Maria D'Amata, Sora Hoshino, Bianca Lucero, your top 10. Isabel Espinoza, Luisa Floros, your top 12, ahead of Karina Amara, Natalia Kurachenko, Nara Takarasi, Seth Smith Jr., Katrina Ochoa, and Yuya Ishii, your 18 finishers here today. Maria Chavez, Jace Clark, 19th and 20th today, over Valerie Fang and Roberta Crown Jr. Rika Venalainen, Jake Carter, Keisha Fox, Espacia Megalos, Isabel Lantra, Rex Riley, Mia Vitsut, Katarina Malenkovic, Asada Quito, Dale Blanco, and Amity Bolstrix make up the retirement list that's also lengthy. 17 retirements in this race. They will start where they finished today, when the race goes green tomorrow. It's the High V Champ Car 225 tomorrow. Join us again right here on ABN 2 p.m. for a 2nd race for the Champ Car Challenger Series from Wisconsin. 6 races to go in the championship. By the time we leave here this weekend, there will be 5 races remaining. We're glad you joined us today. Join us again tomorrow. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. from Milwaukee. On behalf of Champ Car ABN Studios, so long and good night.